Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Home is Where the Dark Is. This is Alex Crescioni, and in this episode, I'm really going to speak from the heart. It's the 1-year anniversary of Burton C. Bell's debut solo single, ANTI-DROID. And the release of that single really meant a lot to me. I know it meant a lot to him, but it might mean a little bit more to me, and I'll tell you why. I know that Burton probably doesn't only want to be remembered for Fear Factory, because he's done a lot of other things, a lot of other great projects, but that's probably when you think of Burton C. Bell, you think of Fear Factory, and that it is what it is. I don't know if he's, come to terms with that, if he's okay with that at this point. But for me, when I think of Burton C. Bell, I think of an icon in heavy metal history. And his voice is so unique, so distinct, so instantly recognizable. And there's literally no one else that can recreate the sound that Burton does. And it means so much to me that I was able to get to the point in music where our paths crossed and we were able to write a song together and produce a music video together and put out a release. And I know he's super busy with his new solo career, and I'm just extremely honored to have been part of the inception of his new journey and his new path in music. And I wanted to touch on the song ANTI-DROID a bit. When I spoke with Burton about his new direction in music, I was kind of surprised at what he wanted. He spoke to me about how he wanted this new music or new song to be very, very industrial and very sparse and not too much going on. So I initially wrote a demo idea for him, and I sent him over the instrumental. And there are a lot of the things I added, and he wanted me to get rid of a lot of things. And at first I was like, that's weird because the song sounds so empty. But once he added his vocals, it really set the tone for the song. And I think a lot of the time, as producers, musicians, arrangers in music, we tend to we want to add too much. And because I'm used to more of hard hitting metal riffs, and I like quite a lot going on in music, so I have to catch myself, and I have to teach myself to be a bit more minimalist. And that's one of the things I learned in working with Burton on this project is, sometimes less is more, and we all know that, less is more. But in this situation, I think a lot of people were expecting for Burton to come out with something that sounded similar to Fear Factory, or something with big heavy guitars and crazy riffs and fast double kicks and all that. And I know some people were disappointed that it wasn't that, but I think a lot more people were actually pleasantly surprised with his new single, with his debut solo single. So yeah, I just wanted to express my gratitude for, being able to work with him. And I think we made a really great track, and it is different. It is super different. And when I listen to it today, I'm like, it's odd, but there's something really unique and great about it that I'm really starting to understand. And the thing about being a music producer and a musician and working on music is there comes a point where I guess you could say like you have to abandon it because we can just work on things in perpetuity and just never know when to stop. So with writing songs, with producing, with mixing, you could just go on and on and on and keep tweaking, and keep changing and keep revising. But at a certain point, like, it's not getting any better. It's just getting worse. So, or just it's different. So I found that, yeah, it's a struggle, but it's really important to, try and trust your instincts when you're writing and when you're producing, and just as a musician. And if there's something that you specifically want, set out for that, but don't be afraid to try different things and just let the song be what it is. And I think that's exactly what happened with ANTI-DROID. And yeah, I did see a lot of individuals, like, of course there's going to be the trolls and the haters and stuff, and a lot of people weren't crazy about the fact that it didn't have heavy guitars, it didn't have insane drums and all that. They were expecting another Fear Factory type song. But there were also a lot of people that really enjoyed it and really understood what Burton and I were trying to come across and what we were doing with the track. And yeah, I just wanted to express my gratitude on here and, say thank you to Burton, say thank you to Vicente again for helping direct the music video and producing it with me. If you're a fan of Burton, check it out. If you haven't already, check out his new stuff. I know he has more singles coming out. And yeah, I just wanted to, I think in these podcasts, I'm going to try and be a lot more open, a lot more vulnerable, and a lot more truthful. And it's not that I wasn't truthful or I haven't been truthful in previous podcasts. It's just, I guess it's, we come to a point in our lives where we have certain realizations, we have certain times where we go through ups and downs, and sometimes when you're going through a really dark downtime in your life, it helps you focus on your true values and what you really hold dear and what really matters to you. And for me, it's music. For me, it's working with great artists. For me, it's creating art that will live on past our lifetimes, and that will hopefully inspire people in the future once we're gone. And I think if you're a musician, if you're really passionate about it, I think you get that. It's all about creating something that means a lot to you, that is a stamp, that is a mark in time. This is who I am now, and if you can relate to it, great. If not, that's also great. That's okay too. If you have any questions, if you want to vent, if you are a musician and you're struggling with your next step in life, if you are in the creative arts in any way, like a lot of us on this podcast and in this channel, and the people that are in my circle, a lot of them are musicians, but I do have friends that are photographers, friends that are front of house engineers, but mostly musicians. So yeah, please feel free to send in your questions. You could simply vent. You could, ask for my opinion on anything that you're going through, and I'd be happy to answer, and I might even feature it on the show, and we can talk about it there. So if you'd like to send me an email, you can, stygiansound@gmail.com. Also, I'm gonna be offering, if you want to get on a 45-minute call, it could be a call, it can be Zoom, or phone call or Zoom. If you'd like to get on and just have a direct call with me, feel free to book that on my website, which is in the link below. It also, I'm opening up to more mastering work. I think most people that know me, they know I love to be in the studio. I love to record. I love to produce. I love to mix. I love to master. And, I found as I've gotten farther along in my career, sometimes it's a bit easier to work with people all across the world with mastering. And, I love mixing too, but I found that, I've really started to lean more towards mastering, and I love it so much. And it's a bit of an easier process. Literally, wherever you are in the world, if your mixes are done, you can send them over to me for mastering. And it's just, I love it so much. I'm really passionate about it. And, you know, I want to start branching out, working with more of you from all around the world. We can put out your new release and everyone wins and everyone's happy, because music is what I live for. And I know it's what you live for too, if you're watching this. So yeah, please feel free to reach out and we can get something going. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to this episode. It's a really special day for me, because yeah, it's like, it's just hard to put into words. You know, there's things that have happened in my career that I'm just so grateful for, and I'm so in awe of, and things I've never thought would happen have happened. But with those highs, there are lows to balance it out. And I hope all of you listening who understand this, you know what I'm saying. At a certain point in your career, if you're a musician, you will have to face yourself. You will have to completely sink to your darkest, deepest depths and face yourself and look yourself in the eye and pick yourself up and keep pushing, because this industry and this path is just so brutal. It's so insane. Like, you know, I'm 39. I just turned 39, and I don't know if I would say I'm starting to have a midlife crisis or something, but I mean, I'm sure it's probably what it is. But I mean, things are going to be extremely hard. For all those great times, there's going to be bad times, and you're really going to question yourself. I've questioned myself a lot. And even this year, it's like, you know, is this what I'm meant to do? And I know deep down it is, but when you are going through dark times, sometimes it's really hard to see through it, and you question everything, and there's no clear path ahead. But what I'm learning is you have to have faith in yourself. You have to have faith in the universe, and you just have to push through and know that things get better, but you can't stop. You have to keep going. You can take breaks. You can rest, recharge. And I know it's really difficult when, you know, say you've lost a loved one. Things aren't going well for you financially, gone through a breakup, lost a home, etc., etc. There's all these different things that we can go through in life, and they affect all of us. So during those times, as hard as it seems, it's so important to push through, reach out to your friends, to your family, anyone that you have around you that you can just speak to and bounce ideas off of and get the support you need, because no one is so strong that they don't need anybody else in their life. Like, I don't care who you are, you know, everyone needs someone, everyone needs help sometimes. So don't be afraid to seek it. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. Bye.